I want to know.
Give me something juicy. What you want to know?
Okay, what's your least favorite spot to DJ in Chicago?
Come on, I can't do that. I got love for everybody.
We got juice.
I got love for everybody.
The juice got to get drank, dog.
Just, I don't like places that when someone buys a 42, they need that song request right now.
Oh, you hate that.
And I'm thank God I don't really have to DJ that no more. You know what I mean?
That's got to be big in Miami. They do that in Miami.
Yeah, they do that in Miami.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's kind of where it came from.
They do that in Miami. Yeah, I feel like they get a shout out and then they get a song.
Yeah.
And usually the guy's always buying the bottles. It's a hip hop song.
Yeah.
Very rarely you see a guy buy a 42, shout out Bob, and he wants to hear this house record. No.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin.
Welcome back to the Party with Strategy podcast. Very special guest in the building. Another episode that I'm excited for. It's long overdue.
Long overdue.
We got the Italian, Venezuelan, Haitian sensation, the Pied Piper of production, long hair, and it's unfair because mine's all gone. Ladies and gentlemen, Gianni Blu, how you feeling, baby?
I'm good, bro. Appreciate you for having me, man. It's been I've been watching these.
Yeah?
I've been watching these.
What's your consensus? You nervous?
Nah, bro. I was kind of thinking I wanted to see the whole Chicago come in, and then I'm like, all right, it's my turn now.
All right, you let them go. I kind of play that way with like life, you know. I let all my friends have babies and get married first, and I watch them and I see who's doing what right.
You take notes.
I take notes.
You go from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then when it's my turn, I know what I'm doing.
Nah, but I want to give you your love though. I've been watching this podcast grow and grow. I've been seeing. I mean, I don't know how many episodes you on now, but it's got to be.
This will be 150 something.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Definitely left a landmark and a stamp in Chicago for nightlife culture, DJ culture. You know.
I appreciate it, bro.
I've been watching. You know.
Yeah, I want to know more where you're from. You're from the city, right?
I grew up a real city boy. I grew up Little Italy, West Loop area.
Okay.
You know, I went to Whitney Young High School with Vic, with Channel, with Alex Wiley, with the whole kind of Chicago crew collective. So I really grew up with all of them. I mean, I was playing soccer with Vic since 8-9 years old.
Yeah. You
know, so I really grew up in the city. And then I got into music a little bit when like that whole Chief Keef era kind of came to Chicago, like 2010, 2011. I was kind of right there in the mix. Like if you go back on Spotify or YouTube, my first introduction to my brand was hip hop. Like I was doing records with King Louie, Lil Bibby, Katie Got Bands, Sasha Go Hard. Like right when that whole Chicago explosion occurred.
Yeah, what were you were doing like trap beats?
All trap beats, hip hop beats. And then I was doing kind of early on, I had this vision to be like, I guess the best example would be like a DJ Khaled, like make my own records. So I had a record called Crazy back in the day. It was with King Louie, Lil Bibby. And that was my first major little moment in Chicago. I had no beard. I looked like a crazy kid. Like the video is like real, like it's a gangster vibe. Like it was D Gaines shot it.
Okay.
So he's the one who did the video for all Chief Keef's videos.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of how I started. I got my footwork in the door doing that. And then a couple years later, I started to pivot because I realized like the hip hop industry it's very convoluted with drama and negativity, and it's kind of hard to grow. And growing up, I always was a house music fanatic, and I kind of just throughout that time I was always making house music. But then I took a step into it, and then kind of just been following that all the time.
In between producing between trap shit and house shit, when does DJing start?
DJ started in,
Were you DJing before you were producing, or did producing lead you into DJing?
I started producing like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
So I can't say I was DJing yet. But
Right.
DJing started like end of high school, early college, like 17, 18.
Okay. Were you the DJ for rappers that you were making beats for and shit, or did you get into DJing in like the party rocking? Because I kind of got in like through DJing for rappers and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
No, for me it was more like party rocking. Like I definitely did do a couple hip hop DJ sets at like 18, 19, but it was definitely party rocking, college bars, house parties, like that vibe, Tractor, fucking S1. You know what I mean? There was a controller before that I can't even remember.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I had the first little controller I got that was like raw was a Newmark.
No, mine was Newmark too.
It was that ill Newmark with the little platters that had the clear plastic coating around the edge.
I have a picture with it. I could not tell you what it is, but it's old.
Yeah.
It was old. There was no hot cues, nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
I feel
play.
that. There was no
it.
like MPC pads. They were like click buttons.
Click buttons, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very annoying sound.
Yeah.
Very annoying sound.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, dope. That's what I was gonna ask. If you got in like in the hip hop scene, if you had started with making hip hop shit, but when you were making it, like, did you feel like it was just you trying to do it so that you could get the views and shit? Like, you didn't necessarily love it. Like, I'm assuming you love house music, right? And you really truly enjoy sitting in front of a computer and creating a funky groove at 125.
Well, I'll be honest, I guess, right? It's like I started out wanting to rap.
Okay.
Like at 14, 15, like, you know, and some kids who went to high school with me, they'll tell you like Gianni Blu was actually a rapper first. But like a lot of times I didn't like how my voice sounded, or, you know, it just didn't work out the full way. But I was in love with the music. You know, like growing up, I was a 50 Cent fanatic, Lil Wayne, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually would say that what I got from rapping all those years was I can come up with lyrics really quickly. And I just learned to adapt kind of that skill, and maybe not my vocal, but writing songs. And that transitioned into me writing house records, me writing pop records, me writing any type of record vocally. Mm-hmm. Was I used kind of that ability to think of ideas extremely quick from that kind of like when you start rapping, you start freestyling every day. Mm-hmm. Just whatever comes to your mind. How can I put this together? How can I put one thought, move it into a pre-hook, move it into a hook? So even though rapping didn't work, I'm still doing records with rappers to this day. So it's just, you know, it's like every step is to another step. And then one door gets to another door. And you might not know that this door would have opened this door.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at life a lot of times.
You're going down one path and you think it's what you want to do, and you're collecting knowledge along the way, and then you realize you divert and go a different way, but now you have all this knowledge from this one path, and it just builds like that. And I feel like you don't see that when you're younger. You're kind of just like doing it. You're just doing your shit. And then as you get older, you realize like, oh, all that shit I did back then, that it's not like I'm still doing that, but I have that knowledge, and it's feeding into what I'm doing now and making me better at this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, I feel that. How old are you?
I just turned 31.
Nice. Welcome like to 30.
10 years officially, legally to DJ.
Yeah.
But I've been DJing like since 19.
Yeah, same.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of, you know, and I'm sure it's the same with you. I'm sure it's the same with you, man. It's like, and I have, you know, young DJs hit me up all the time. It's like I had to do hundreds of $100 shows to get my foot in the doors of many places, or to get like mentally knowing that I could rock any room, or I'm comfortable doing this, right? It's like a 10,000 hour thing. Mm-hmm. It's like you have to do hundreds of those, to empty rooms, to big rooms, to hip hop rooms, dance rooms, dubstep rooms, whatever it could have been. Yeah. It's your journey into, I look at it where I'm at now, where you're at now, right? Rocking the biggest rooms in the city. It's like it took, you know, you play elementary soccer, you play high school soccer, you play D1 soccer, then you play pro soccer. Yeah. So I look at DJing like, I always look at DJing like a sport. And you had to put in those hundreds and thousands of hours, had to play all those bad games, those good games to get to the majors, you know?
Yeah, because the majors is when all that shit comes into play. Something goes wrong, one of your CDJs fucks up or something. This happened in front of 30 people before, and you know what you're doing. Now you got 3,000 people in front of you, and it's nothing.
The music cuts, you got to restart CDJ. Yo, Chicago, can I get a ayo? Ayo, if you came to party, make some noise. Who's celebrating the birthday? Whatever little thing it might be, depending on the environment, you just know how to anticipate. Yeah. And that only comes from doing it 100 times, 1,000 times.
Yeah, not freaking out because you've been in the situation before. You've ran into every problem that you can run into.
The girl dropped the 42 shot all over the mixer. You gotta find the napkins quick, restart the thing.
Yo, I was in the DJ booth I was done. The next dude came on, and then all these fucking little 21-year-old girls came in the booth, and they're drinking off the bottle and shit. And this girl just straight up dropped a drink, a full drink, dropped it, hits the ground, splashes all over me, splashes all over everybody else. And then she like looked around like it fell out of the sky or something. Like completely did not acknowledge, didn't say sorry, didn't clean it up, did nothing.
Hey.
And just proceeded to go get another drink. And I was looking at her like truthfully, I'm like, what? And she saw me looking at her and she's like, don't judge me. And I was like, what? Are you fucking insane?
For all my nightlife people, we need more ropes and security guards by the DJ booth.
Yeah.
More ropes and security guards for sure.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I like a lot of people in my booth.
Me
I
too.
like
I like that shit packed.
Right. Like, I don't care. Bump into me. That's not like a huge issue. Don't spill anything on me or on the shit, obviously. But I want the party in my booth. Because they're having so much fun out there. I want to have a little fun. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, 100%. If you look
Yeah.
at any video of mine, I try and pack it there.
Yeah.
Because the energy around me, I'm even giving more energy forward. Like, I can't stand when, like, a club guy will be like, can you just go solo? I'm like, it's like, I'm here to... The energy that's around, I'm going to give forward even more.
Yeah.
Of course, like, we could do it alone, but that energy is just an adrenaline thing. It's like, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's not as fun. You know, you're up there. You could be vibing, having a good time. But, like, when there's people close to you and they're feeding into you and you're feeding into them and the whole room is together and people see up in that booth and they want to have as much fun as you're having. You know what I'm saying?
But that's also why, like, the intimate shows are sometimes way more enjoyable than the bigger shows.
Yeah.
Because, like, intimate club setting, like, you see everybody's face, you see everybody's reaction to a moment, to a transition. A big show, it's like, yeah, it's bigger, it might be better look for your career, but, like, excuse me, it's not the same, you know?
It's not the same at all. And I found that out recently doing a couple bigger, like, festival style things. There was a big white linen party in Houston that they did, and there's a stage and it's a huge big outdoor crowd. You're in a tent, and like I'm DJing as if I'm in a nightclub. I'm doing like nightclub things. I'm doing things that I get a reaction from every week in these clubs, and they're not translating the same way with a huge crowd, with a bigger, you know, space for the sound to travel. It's a different thing.
As far
It's a
as what
different
you mean,
world.
like you were DJing too fast? 'Cause I feel like in the club world, you can DJ really fast and everybody's focused.
A little bit too fast. I'm doing like I'm playing not as big room stuff. Like you got to play those big room fucking wah wah wah.
No recognizable
wah,
music.
Wah, 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 wah. Not even recognizable, but just like stuff that I don't even like playing in a nightclub because it's too much. It's like just for festivals. Like it's not really my shit. I never really loved it. Some people rip those tracks in big rooms and in regular nightclub rooms, and it's fine. But it's like I've never loved them. I'm playing those tracks doesn't do it for me. So you're not getting me up there. You know what I'm saying? The best set you can give somebody is you. So like I was never into those records, but now I recognize why they're there and what their real use is. Those fucking huge festivals, you need those insanely big drops that are just
You hear those at like
disgusting.
United Center too.
Yeah.
United Center, Soldier Field, you know, if like my boy Metro's playing, like you need those Fisher records, you need those satisfactions to like get the whole world amped up, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Fisher, I love. Satisfaction's one of the greatest fucking songs in the world. But like, you know, I'm talking Martin Garrix's Animals type shit. Like those.
I get it. No, I get what you're saying 100%.
Those goes to silent, and then it fucking builds up, and then it's just some lose your fucking mind, melt your face type shit. I was not playing that stuff. I was playing like it was a nightclub. I was party rocking. I'm playing some hip hop, and then I'm going in the house and I'm trying to roll a 1-bar loop and build up energy. And like, it was fine, but it was at that moment I realized like, oh, this is a different thing. You have to approach this differently. There's no roof. It's not, you're not all in this room. It's, I don't know. I listen to a ton of comedy podcasts, and the way that they talk about traveling the country and doing different rooms and smaller rooms and bigger stadiums and arenas and like all these different things, it just translates to DJing so well
100%.
for me.
It does. 100%.
Yeah.
And also like the way you use the microphone.
Yes.
Like sometimes the microphone could make that big room experience way better or way worse.
Yeah.
Kind of depending on, it's like the right moments to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of, before I went to Houston, I wasn't big on the mic. I sort of hated it. I'm like, if you're a fucking good DJ, you let your hands talk and you let these records do
that's
work.
How I feel like when I was in Miami, right? Because like I feel like when you went to Houston in your career time in your life, like right after COVID, I moved to Miami for a period of time, and like my career really blossomed overall. But Miami's probably more like Houston. Like they want you on the mic, every song saying something. So it was like Chicago's not really like that.
Not even now it is. Now it is.
Now it's more so because all the people traveled and then they want it now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like this pre-COVID.
Not even a little bit, bro. So that was a big struggle of mine, over the last 3 years. But now I feel like Houston has made me a better DJ. I know how to use that mic, and I love being on the mic now. And when it's done right, you can't match the energy without it.
No, you can't.
You can't get the room.
You can't.
Together, you're molding this room. All these different people are all becoming one and on the same exact wavelength, because you're talking to them, you're directing them, you're telling them what to do. 3, 2, 1, boom, everybody knows. You're singing a song, blah 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 blah, cut it out, they sing the rest. Like, you're bringing everybody together even more.
So let's break down. Let's DJ talk for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
When you moved to Houston and Miami, before were you using all the sirens and the explosions and the
I'm big on the siren. And that was a thing that I sort of felt like filled in for the missing ingredient of the microphone, was the way that we use our drops. Metro, it's Patron time, whatever all that shit. Whatever your
hands up.
Yeah, whatever your drop is, that was sort of the Chicago way of getting some sort of voice in there. You know what I mean? And yeah, I have my strategy sample. I have it's called fucking strategy, all right? And then I got the air horn, and those are like
Miami, man, you need those fucking sounds.
Yeah.
And like, look, like I grew up being a USB DJ. You know what I mean? I could always do the laptop. When I went to Miami at the beginning.
I'm too high, bro.
When I was in Miami at the beginning, I started doing Serato more because I needed those damn.
Oh. Okay.
Bob, I see you over there with the 42. We turning up. Houston in the building, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then eventually I kind of like calmed that energy down, because I'm like, this is kind of annoying personally.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
arguably, any open format club in Miami, you hear sirens every 30 to 60 seconds.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. But then I built a track on a USB, basically like Q point A, B, C, D. So A is like the 808 explosion, B is the siren, C is the swoop, D's something else, right?
You gotta have that third CDJ, right? To keep that as a
on my
sampler.
rider, I say, please, third CDJ, and I have it just open as if it was the laptop.
Yeah. That makes sense. I've seen people do that, and that's important. You need that, especially like the thought of going to sticks from Serato. There's so many things I love about sticks, and I have like a draw towards it, a desire to switch, but then there's like all these missing ingredients, the sampler, which that makes up for.
Even like looping with CDJs, like sure, everybody could do it, but like there's a speed at which you can do something on a laptop, loop and create a moment that you can't do it with CDJs unless you're like James Hype.
Yeah.
Unless you've done the speed thousands of times, and I'm pretty good with USBs. Like I would say I'm very fast, but then I watch videos of James, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
He's looping it on the fly, looping the fourth CDJ, the third one, bringing in a riser, a vocal. I'm like, yo, it's a magician.
He's next level.
It's a magician,
He's definitely an inspiration for any like laptop DJ that wants to be able to keep doing all that shit, but it's obvious that it's possible on CDJs.
Yeah.
You just gotta buy a pair, really. You
And
gotta
then
fucking
just use
splurge
it
on the
thousands of
3000s. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm thinking, so we're moving this whole studio downstairs like April next year, and I think I'm gonna get a setup. 3000s, get the good mixer. I feel like I gotta, that'll really fucking help me switch over. That'll make me next level. Like, practice is everything, bro. And we forget that as we become working DJs.
Well, because you're DJing already 3-4 times a week or whatever it is. So it's like you're practicing almost on the job.
Yep. Especially those fucking, those early shifts, those happy hours. I mean, when you're starting in the open format game, you take any fucking gig you can get. Anybody that's paying you to DJ, I'm there. Bears games, whatever the fuck it is. There's a lot of, I mean, I perfected my scratching during, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Stout.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
you're just in there DJing. They want a DJ in there. It's an aesthetic. You're not really doing much. The party hasn't cracked off yet. So, I was in there practicing.
Well, it's also like how would I describe it? It's like I'm blanking on the expression. It's like getting your toes wet, right? It's like you have to learn to DJ when you're not the main attraction.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn to DJ when you're background music, elevator music, right? Just because then you kind of just learn all the aspects of nightlife, the club, the energy, how songs work, how even the human brain works as the night gets later, right? And you see most people's not reacting to a song. Then it's 11 p.m. People start reacting more. Then it's 1 a.m. Everybody's hands are in the air. 2 a.m. The whole club's shaking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of, then 4 a.m. you're like, okay, hold up. People are throwing up. There's big drama. Let's calm it down. Whatever it could be, right?
Yeah.
You learn how the game goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's big. And then you're able to fuse all that shit together, and you can take a crowd anywhere you want. You could bring them all the way up to the most energy you could get out of them, but then you can bring them all the way down to fucking Usher, nice and slow, but you still got them. And there's a lot of energy, but you're down here right now.
100%.
But they're fucking ready.
100%.
Ready to go back up. And that's kind of like, that's what DJing is, right? You're consistently
up
just
and down. It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm sure you love it for the same reason.
It's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of my questions. If you could only do one for the rest of your life, either produce music or DJ, which one would it be?
You see, it's a trick question because will I become a bigger artist or brand just DJing, or it's just
It's not about, you could be Diplo, you could make it as far as you could make it.
For me, it's DJing.
Yeah?
For me, it's DJing because that energy, that adrenaline, that I feel like there's no feeling that makes me feel more alive than performing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get those certain performances, like the other day I did Bollywood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like 2,000-3,000 people in the crowd. Like that high you get from that is like nothing you could get from being in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
You could get a high like, wow, this idea is so emotional to the soul, whatever. But that high you get sober in front of this crowd, this energy, man, there's nothing like it.
I would even argue that you're producing live in front of a crowd with their in the moment reaction to what you're doing rather than producing in a studio by yourself or whatever. Like when you're up there DJing, you're mixing tracks, you're producing, you're looping a kick, so it's rolling and you got some other track going. You're up there doing a mild version of production.
No, you are 100%. You know, they do go hand in hand, but for me, I would have to say DJing, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's no feeling like it. But then, to add to that, doing that, playing a song that you get this insane reaction to is one thing, and then playing a song that you made that you get this insane reaction to, I got to imagine is a whole nother
That's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
And that's when, like, at least for me, I realized I want to do this forever.
Yeah.
You know, that feeling of like an idea from scratch, you built it, you made 20 versions, you tried it 20 times, and then now you play it more and more in the club and people are loving it. Then you have DJ friends playing it. Then you have, your idols play it. That's an amazing, amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Amazing feeling.
Yeah. And do you think that your style of production accurately represents your style of lovemaking?
Yeah, actually, I would.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would say that my style of music is so eclectic. It's so weird. I could be left. I could be right. I could be high energy, low energy.
Yeah.
And I think it.
You keep them guessing.
You keep them guessing.
They don't know what's coming.
It could be in the bedroom. It could be in the shower. It could be in the car. It could be in the, the club bathroom. You never know what could happen.
I mean, we know that happens. That's a fact.
Hey. There's cameras everywhere. Be careful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just you're a suave guy. You got that little Italian spunk to you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when someone is creating in any aspect, all of the creation sort of come out with the same expression, right? So whether it's love making or music making, you're on the same vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that.
Like the way that you would produce a track, sequence it with this much of an intro, and then it drops down to here, and then it goes back up, and you're banging it out, but then it brings you back down, or there might be a bridge or something.
That's
and
funny.
You know what I'm saying?
You go
go
break
like
in the track, and then the track comes back.
yeah, you go jackrabbit for a minute, but you can't jackrabbit the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
You
You gotta
have breakdowns.
yeah.
You rebuild it back up.
This is what I'm saying.
Then that third drop is that climactic moment where it's all in, boom,
This is what I'm saying.
and the song ends.
You're hitting them with the jackrabbit. They like that, but then you stop suddenly and you come back slow. Then you can go back in. It's
Just like a
it's
song. You should.
This is what I'm saying.
That's a crazy analogy. For real, if you're a real musician, you can understand what he's saying. It's tricky to understand, but if you go look at a waveform of a song, you'll see it.
I figured you'd understand.
Yeah.
That's why I had to ask, you know? What else been going on? I mean, you seem like you're doing that toughest part of the job right now, where you come from open format, but you're also producing, and now you're starting to lean more into producer than you are DJ, and it's less, I'm not going to find you at I don't know, doing a happy hour on a rooftop. You know what I mean?
I'm
going
to
to find
the last
you
2-3 years has been a blessing that I'm really just doing kind of the shows I want to do. And I signed the residency with 11 Miami.
Yeah.
That's been a huge goal of mine, a dream of mine. It's been my favorite club for years. I was going down to Miami. Well, my whole life, Miami's like my second home always.
Yeah.
But I was going down to Miami early on, and I was just dreaming of playing 11. I did a couple times last year. Then this year I signed my deal. That was an amazing accolade. I've done festivals, EDC Vegas 2-3 times, Orlando, North Coast, Spring Awakening. You know what I mean? So that's really like my focus right now.
Yeah.
Is those house dance DJ sets. So if you catch me doing an open format set, I call it like a open format EDM set now, because it'll be mostly like dance music.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong though. In the moment, I'll still throw in a hip hop record or whatever.
Yeah.
I more so will throw in Latin records, because I feel like Latin records go way better with dance music.
Yeah.
But hip hop remixes of dance tracks, you know what I mean? But you never know.
But I'm saying, like, are you turning a lot of gigs down? Gigs that you would have done back in the day before you were really, taking this next step towards producer and sort of
I
leaving.
would say a little bit, because it's also a branding thing.
Yeah.
Right? I've been producing music as Gianni Blu for 15 years, 10 years, I guess, on a decent level. So, like, when you go on Spotify and you find 90 tracks by me, majority of them are all house dance music. You'll find a couple hip-hop records or Afrobeat records or Latin records. But when a consumer in Maryland or New York finds a song, if they come to a set, and this happened early on, and they hear rap songs or Latin songs, they're like, I'm confused with the brand. So that was also kind of a roadblock. Early on into like the year after COVID I was known as a dance artist, but I was still doing a lot of open format gigs.
Yeah.
So my team and I, we had to say like, look, we have to sacrifice some money and opportunities for the overall good of for branding, so people know when they come to Gianni Blu, they're gonna get high energy or house or Latin house or Afro house or tech house, or they know that's what they're gonna get.
Yeah.
Versus coming to see me and they, like Strategy, they'll be playing the biggest hip hop records, the biggest Latin records, the biggest pop records. You know what I mean? And it was a sacrifice, but now I feel like it's in a really good place.
Yeah.
And it took time, and you have to sacrifice opportunities and money, but I know what I'm building is for the next 20 years, 30 years. It's not just for right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And coming to the point where you start saying no to gigs is an incredible feeling as a DJ.
It's
growing.
weird because I wouldn't say it's an incredible feeling, but it's like
amazing.
you have to fucking believe in what you're trying to do so much. And it took so many years to even find that belief in me. But it's like I have to say no to this because I know what I'm trying to build. And I have this vision since a kid of where I wanted to go with it. And then just, perseverance. And, I'll tell you one thing actually I wanted to talk to you about. And I like giving this kind of analogy. We're in the business of the highs and highs and the lows and lows. And I feel like a lot of businesses and people who work a 9 to 5, like they'll feel it, but I feel like in entertainment, music, nightlife, you feel it the most. You'll get this high where you perform in front of 2,000-3,000 people. Everybody's calling your name. Off one show, you get 20 calls to do more shows. But then a week or two later, nothing's going on, and you feel like, damn, I'm not doing nothing. I suck. I'm not on the right path. I'm not doing everything I can. And like that to me is, I think, a feeling that us musicians, DJs, nightlife people, we don't talk about, is that we really go through a lot of mental instability with all these things, you know. And it's hard to find the balance of how do you go from performing to 900 people, everybody calling your name, to being in the house on Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's like you're itching. Should I go perform? Should I get in the studio? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And that's still something I'm fighting with, right? Because it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, depending on the week or what's going on in your life, it's so high, this roller coaster, this energy. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's like, damn, I got to work on my health. I got to work on this. It's like, I'm not doing enough. It's like, what can I do next?
100%. Yeah, it is. I've never heard it broken down as that highest of highs and lowest of lows, but that's a big fact right there. I mean, it gets so good, and it's the greatest feeling ever, and it's that fucking hit of heroin, bro, and you're looking for the next one, and then...
Or it might not come for a month or two.
Yeah.
And then you question, is this the right place for you?
Mm-hmm.
But then you get that high again, and it's like it resets you, your whole brain, your intuition, your obsession with your craft, whatever it is, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that, I think, is a huge part of why a lot of people don't last, because they can't deal with the lows.
The lows are hard to deal with, man.
They're hard to deal with, but you know, the only way out is through. And there's always, if you've been doing this for 15 years, there's, you know, because you've lasted this long, that no matter how low it is, no matter how long the low lasts, there's always something coming. Just hold out. Just keep going.
You know, the roller coaster could break down for maintenance, but it will ride again.
Yeah.
Like, actually.
Yeah.
And as long as you stay the course, you know.
For sure. Yeah. No, I feel like I'm in a new place in my life, in my career, trying to rebrand from send nudes and all that, and trying to just be...
That's how I found out about you. You was a viral sensation. I was telling someone the other day about you, right? And I know I was going to see you. I've known you for so many years. I'm like, man, and this is how you know timing is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
If you had done that right when the TikTok era exploded, bro, it would have been... And I could say that about certain moments in my life, right? Like, I had an Afro House record 6 years ago that Diplo and Tiesto were playing, but if it had came out now,
yeah,
what would have happened? And you can't think about the past, but it's like timing a lot of times with everything.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
You know, it's like...
That's a fact. And there's a lot of things that I think back now that I should have done, that I could still be making money off of send nudes right now, and not even necessarily doing it, just from having all the content. If I had an OnlyFans kind of thing with a full library of everything I was doing, I could charge people to subscribe, and
That's
had
true,
that.
for sure.
But I didn't know that even existed. I didn't have the whereabouts to even think about that. And now I have hundreds of thousands of followers from deleted pages and Snapchats and all these things that are just gone and will never be seen again. And it hurts my heart a little bit, but it also plays into sort of what you were talking about earlier, where you thought you wanted to be an MC and you're going down this path, and then you sort of change, but now you have all this knowledge to bring with you. Like, as much as I wish that the send nudes thing could have kept growing and would have went to the moon, right now I'd still be doing it, and I don't know if that's what I really want. Like, I'm 34 now. I've changed a lot over the years. I'm almost thankful that that's over, and I learned so much doing it, and I loved it, and I enjoyed every second of it, but I don't think I'd enjoy it right now. So I'm a little bit thankful that I have gone through that, and I get to bring whatever I learned to this next step.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
You was popping with that, though.
It was hot.
Popping.
It was hot.
You was popping. But the Snapchat must have been insane.
It was crazy, bro.
I had just barely known you. We wasn't really cool like that, but I was like, yo, his thing is popping.
It was lit. It caught fire quick.
That was that Snapchat era, the DJ Khaled era of Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
That was when it was the main app.
Yeah, but you know, over from when it started 2015 to when it ended in 2022, the 7 years that span, social media just got tighter and tighter on what they would and wouldn't allow. I mean, I wouldn't have lasted 3 days on TikTok. They would have shut my shit
with
down
this whole era
quick.
thing that has happened the last years with the women and nightlife. So it kind of been a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
What's going on with the women?
I'm just saying, you know, to send news with, you know, the Andrew Tates and all this and that.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know.
I sort of ran that sort of, I was still trying to do the send nudes thing. And it was probably like 2021, definitely 2020, but 2020, yeah, probably 20 to 21 is when OnlyFans got super hot. So it became less of like a fun, like, oh my God, I'm going to show my titties in the club because I'm hot and like it's going to make me feel good because my face isn't in it and I don't have to get demonized for it, but I can take the satisfaction of being sexy. Like that was a huge part of it, and that got lost. And it's sort of every time I try to do it, a girl would be like, give me money. Because any kind of girl that would be the type of girl to take her titties out in the club definitely has an OnlyFans. So they got their whole mind.
The mindset has changed.
It changed.
The mindset has changed.
Yeah. I ran into that a lot. I paid for a lot of titties at the end there.
Damn. Wish you had. I bet you wish you had that money back.
Nah, a little bit. I'll take it back.
Yo, that's so funny, man.
The Party with Strategy podcast has a brand new sponsor. Make sure you guys go check out Rendezvous Limousine Services for any of your travel needs around the Midwest. It's the best you can get, top notch. Let's be honest, everyone's a little sick of buying Ubers, getting charged for Uber X's like they're black cars, and you know the market's just not what it used to be. You might as well go with your best bet, Rendezvous Limo Service. They got party buses, they got Sprinter vans, they got Escalades, they got Navigators. Only the best of the best. Make sure you check out Rendezvous Limousine. You can find them on Instagram at RNDZ Limo or their website, Rendezvous Limousine. If you're grammatically challenged like myself, Rendezvous is RENDEZVOUS. And we might as well do limousine as well. LIMOUSINE. Rendezvous Limousine, best you can get anywhere you want to go in the Midwest. Airport pickups, drop-offs, party buses, just going to see a friend. Do it in style. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the episode. Thank you guys for watching. But, you know, to segue here, what do you think the main differences are between Chicago girls and girls in Miami?
That's a deep question.
Yeah?
Damn, I don't want to get in trouble here. Let me think about how I want to phrase this.
Dance on that however you got to.
Let me phrase it. You know, I would say Chicago girls right away are definitely much realer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're not in that Miami life yet where Andrew, Bob, Sam, and Gianni each have their own yacht. And they could debate if they want to go on a 60-footer, 80-footer, 70-footer. They want to go to Poppy Steak, Komodo. You know what I mean? You know, usually Chicago girls go to Miami, they're like, whoa, oh, this is a big weekend. It's a birthday weekend. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
And they get little itching off the life. But when you got a girl who moved to Miami full time and she's in nightlife, red flag.
Yeah. Do you think that fucks with their head a little bit? Do you think that it blurs the line?
It's reality, but it's not reality.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even as a DJ, right? I think, because Miami, you could argue, is the new Vegas. Miami is the Ibiza of the Western Hemisphere. It's the Dubai of over here. Like, the richest people in the world are there. The most beautiful women in the world are there. All the celebrities are there. Like, Miami is the new LA. Miami is the new New York. This is why during COVID, all the LA people, all the New York people, finance, entertainers, musicians, actors, they're all in Miami. And I was able to go down there and I got blessed. My biggest relationships I've ever created, network-wise, have all come from me being in Miami. Running into Flo Rida, running into anybody. I have numbers in my phone that I would have never imagined I would have.
Yeah.
So it's a two-part answer. I know it was talking about women. I guess I got a little carried away.
Well, but take your time, my boy.
Also with women though, the networking too. Like you could go down there as a woman and network your way to Victoria's Secret, network your way to Playboy, network your way to whatever.
Yeah. Are you talking like a Harvey Weinstein network or?
I mean, you're going to find networking, entertainment business, networking, and OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But overall, I would say, you know, the Chicago girls are definitely better.
Better in terms of
Better
holding
as-
on to one for an extended period of time.
Yes. I would say better overall.
Overall.
All the above.
Okay.
You know,
I
the
feel
Miami
same
girls,
way.
they might be fun for a couple days, but
If that.
if that. But the Chicago girls, you know, they have a heart. They have a
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah. Are you ever scared that, you know, some people say that you're more at risk with a woman that isn't living that life, that Miami lifestyle, because they haven't gotten it out of their system kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people get a little nervous and feel like it's a risk to lock down someone who hasn't done much. And then maybe, you know, they're watching The Real Housewives and they're seeing what's going on. And then they have a bachelorette trip to Miami and they start seeing what's going on. And the shiny jewelry is hypnotizing. And you know what I'm saying?
I think it comes down to the girl.
Yeah.
I think deep down, if you find the right girl, if this is a good girl, it will be what it is, bro.
Yeah. And those are hard to find. Those
They're
are
very hard to find.
those
Diamond
are
in the rough.
tough to come by.
Diamond in the rough.
Let me
When
tell you.
find them, you know.
I went searching for 7 years.
That's the thing. You can't go down searching over in Miami.
No.
So that's the answer to that question.
No. Unless you got a yacht and you're deep sea diving.
But then it's like, I value people who value realness
Yeah.
and value like,
Does that get tough to be that kind of person, but also spending so much time in Miami? Because I sort of felt that way in Houston. Houston is like you'll go. Have you ever been there?
I have.
Tell me if this was your experience, because this was mine. It felt like people treated it and themselves as if it was Miami, as if it was LA, as if it was like some super amazing, pretentious city that has all this clout and things like that. And they're acting that way, which you would expect in Miami and LA. This is what it is. This is what you get. You're at the top of the totem pole here. So you can act that way. I'm ready for it. I've prepped myself. But in Houston, they act that way and you look around and you're like, what are you proud of here? There's like a ditch and like a strip club next to the ditch. And then like 7 miles down is, you know, a nice restaurant or something. It's insane. It's a reckless city.
It's like that in a lot of places. But from my experience, Houston was cool. I've only been there twice.
Yeah.
But, you know Houston so well, I could tell you crazy Miami stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tell me.
In Miami, in 20 minutes on a yacht, you're in open water. You're in international seas. Like,
Yeah.
that's a different monster.
People don't act the same on water as they do on land.
People don't act the same on water.
They get a little aquatic.
They get a little aquatic.
Well, what do you got? You got any juicy stories for me? What do you know? Got some good Miami. Let me get we'll use this as a learning point, right? So give me like a good story, but also maybe something where you met somebody like Flo Rida, you met someone who is now plays an integral part in your success as an artist or something. How do you even, what's the word I'm looking for? How do you even drive through that experience? How do you?
Well, I'll tell you something cool. Right? Let me go. We'll come back to the funny story.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something real though.
Yeah.
You know, going down to Miami a couple times, I was playing Vendome, playing 11, playing Story, playing Komodo. Like 2022, started befriending my boy Troy Boy.
Yes.
If you don't know Troy Boy, international DJ superstar, trap god. And then, you know, just being in the same rooms couple times, we eventually locked into the studio because we built a friendship of seeing each other. He kind of peeped what I was doing. And, you know, I'm blessed to say we got a record coming out next month called Apukala. It's like an Afro tech record.
That's lit.
And that's going to be so insane. We just debuted it at Bollywood. If you go on my Instagram, it's like 5,000 people going nuts.
I saw
but
that.
That's a positive. So we told the girl story. Now we could tell something positive about Miami.
Yeah.
There is no place, I think, in the world right now, besides maybe Dubai, where you can be in a place and your network every day can literally grow positively toward what you're doing.
Yeah.
I've told people this all the time. And yeah, if you go down to Miami, you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, okay, maybe not as much. But if you do anything in entertainment, business as a whole, performer, musician, DJ, actor, every day you can meet something that you can add to your Rolodex. You know what I mean? I'm DJing one night, I get a tap on the shoulder, Busta Rhymes is right there. I get a tap on the shoulder another time, you know, Floyd Mayweather's there. Like, you know, I have some of these guys' numbers on my phone, which is insane. But these are the type of people you can frequent every day in Miami.
Yeah.
Because every day is Saturday, right? In Miami, every day is Saturday.
That's a fact.
Every club is open till 4 or 5 a.m. 11 never closes. Space never closes. 24-hour clubs. You know what I mean? What you think is the closing time of Chicago is the time that we're going to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get on stage at 11 till 3 a.m., 3:30. That's headline time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, just the networking, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm thankful for my boy. Let me give him a shout out, Jeremy. You know, Jeremy Chicago on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Chicago legend. You know, he went down there during COVID and, like, you know, he passed me the olive branch. He's like, G, you want to do this bigger? Like, come down here and rock with me. And, you know, I'm proud to say he's been one of my brothers for 10 years and he helped me out a lot. He put me in circles I never thought I would be in. So I definitely want to give him some love, Jeremy.
That's awesome.
Appreciate you.
Shouts to Jeremy. I remember that motherfucker running around with Royal Society at the Mid back in the day. Century Room.
I was there. That's where I met him. One of my first gigs was me and him at Century Room.
Yeah.
I was just turned 20 or 21.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I met him. And then like 10 years later, we're doing business every day together.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's how it is, man. You need a team.
Yeah.
And by the way, navigate was the word I was looking for earlier when I said drive. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, navigate. Yeah.
So yeah, how do you navigate meeting someone like Troy Boy, right? You can't overdo it, right?
But you just got to be cool, man. And one thing,
what's being cool, though?
I feel like, you know, you learn it in nightlife. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sure you meet tons of people, like, you know what I mean? You don't fangirl, fanboy. Like, you know who you are. I know who I am. They know who they are. Like, as long as people love energy, right? I go off energy. I think everybody else goes off energy. As long as you're cool and you're genuine, people gravitate to that.
Yeah. You didn't try and like crack a joke or something and
maybe. I don't know. Who knows? You know?
I feel like I would say something that I thought was funny and they'd be like, what?
In the club, it's already hard to hear. You know?
I've actually done that so many times.
In the club, it's hard to hear, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, I just thought maybe you had something you could give to, you know, the young people watching. But
well, that's what I would say. I would say that's what I was trying to just say. You know, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Be confident in what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're doing whatever you're doing, if it's a DJ, a bartender, a producer, whatever it is, just if that's who you are and you believe in yourself, just be natural with it.
Yeah. So if you're a
know,
bartender,
it takes time to be that, you know?
Yeah.
But when you're comfortable in your own skin, people see that.
Yeah.
And people gravitate to that, you know?
Yeah. Being comfortable in your own skin is it's a tough place to get to.
It is. It takes time. You have to have the confidence that you're doing something that you're good at, that people think you're good at, right? You have all these demons in your brain. Am I doing good? Am I being judged? Whatever. You have to let all that go.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, today, this is who I am. I know who I am. I know where I want to go.
Mm-hmm. You ever have those days when you look in the mirror before you leave the crib and you don't like what you see? So then, but like maybe hours later, you're taking a piss in a gas station bathroom or something, and then you look in the mirror again and you're like, oh yeah, that's fire.
No, I have not.
And then there's some days when like you look in the mirror at the crib and you love what you see, and then you avoid a mirror for the rest of the day and you're like, I don't even want to test it again. Like, we're good.
I feel like from what you're saying, I would interpret it as like second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like today I know what I'm going to do. Or today, do I really got to do this?
Like some days feel better than others.
For sure. That's
right?
what goes with the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
To me, a lot of that I look at is with that example I gave.
Yeah.
You know, some days you feel on top of the world and some days you feel like shit, pardon my language. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. And that's life.
Mm-hmm.
Every day people go through positive and negative. You can't be high all the time and you can't be low all the time.
I'm high pretty often though.
But you a different high.
Yeah, I'm a different high. That's facts. How much fun is DJing at 11 just based off the fact that it's a strip club? Because I learned what DJing in a strip club is like when I went to Houston. And it is fucking phenomenal because the stakes are low, my boy.
The stakes are low.
You could rip it.
Have you been to 11?
Yeah, I've been to 11 a bunch of times. You can rip it and you're doing amazing. And you have the crowd and you're fucking crushing it and it's, you know, lights out. But there's also like not a lot of pressure because the room is already entertained, right? There's beautiful naked women everywhere. they're not, it's not like a nightclub where they need you to take them somewhere. It's already got this level of entertainment where you're just icing on the cake. And if you do well, you're elevating the experience eons. But even if you're having an off night or something, you're doing well, I'm sure, but you feel like you're not. You know what I'm saying? It's just such low
I see where
stakes.
you're going with it.
You know what I mean?
Going with it. I would say the way you know you're doing good at 11 is if people are not focused on the women and they're focused on the music and the DJ.
Right.
And that's hard, like you said.
It is hard.
That's hard. But when you see people jumping up and down at 11,
yeah,
you're doing something very right.
Yeah, you're battling the beautiful naked women.
You're battling the attention of the women.
It's a double-edged sword. As much as it's low stakes and you don't need to go crazy, when you are hitting that threshold and you're trying to break through, now you're battling those women that already are providing entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Which is tough.
It's a challenge.
There's some bad bitches in there.
And I would say also 11, I think in the last couple of years has kind of tried to lower the attention on the women as they become more popular. And, they have Mark Cuban stopping by and Ronaldo and all these guys.
Yeah.
They're trying to brand more as the superclub. You know what I mean? That it's like just, 11 has their own sound system. They have their own design of lights. You know what I mean? Like, they're definitely like the biggest artists in the world perform at 11. You know what I mean? 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj, Diplo. Like, it's A-level clubbing. So the women are there, but I think in the recent years, it's kind of swayed away from that as it was like 7 years ago.
Right. That does make sense. I can see that in their branding. You know, if you had never heard of 11 before, you would think it's just a nightclub.
And that's why I always have to explain it to people. Like if my mom asked about it, right? Or my dad or anybody, I said, no, yeah, it started off as a legendary strip club, but now it's a super club.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got billionaires pulling up for New Year's Eve, Mr. Wonderful, Mark Cuban, these type of guys, they're not coming for the strip club. They're coming because this is, Have
you seen them? Have you seen?
You get where I was going with it, though. You get where I'm going. Shout out 11. I appreciate y'all so much. They came from Chicago.
Yeah, I know.
The founders of 11 are from Chicago.
Yeah. I know.
Do you know this in life also? How there is such a teamwork, or there's such a connection. Miami, Chicago, Chicago, Miami. There is such a connection with network, with nightlife. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Cities go hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's always, it's that 7 degrees of separation type thing. Like, you can always know somebody through at least 7 people. And it's this crazy thing. And it sort of works like that. If you really know how to network and use your network, that is the biggest.
That's the key, man.
If
I could give a key today, and I tell myself this every day, your network is your net worth. Your network is what's going to open doors. We spent thousands of hours out to have the Rolodex we have. Use your brain to figure out how to use it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'll give an example. Chicago to Miami, right? I've known DJ Vice for years in Chicago, right? He played my records early on. He's like a mentor to me when I was young, 23, 24. I would run into him at Tao or wherever he was at. Kept the network close, exchange numbers, hit him up every couple months, say what's up. After I'm down in Miami, I started running into him a lot more. And we built, again, kind of like what happened with Troy Boy. We built a camaraderie, you know what I mean? We built a friendship, a real friendship, right? You have to bond with people enough times to call it a friendship.
For sure.
Everybody wants to say brother. No. If I've been with you 20, 30 times, all right, I think now that could be a friendship. But 2-3 times is not a friendship, unless you guys hit it off. But, I started bonding with him, and then, I got a record coming out tomorrow. Not the self-promo, but it's with the legendary DJ, OG DJ Vice. Gianni Blu DJ Vice Step Into My Shoes out tomorrow. And that's an honor, because, I looked up to him as a DJ my whole life. He was a guy, he was rocking with DJ AM. I mean, this is like OG of OG. Like, DJs look at him like he is the DJ. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm blessed that, I was able to be a brother. He's like a mentor to me. I always ask him questions, about DJing and getting older and starting a family. And he's always there to hear me out. So I'm very excited for that. And yeah, drops tomorrow. Step Into My Shoes.
That's huge. Congratulations. Vice is the OG for sure. He's the fucking god. I mean, especially in the open format scene, this motherfucker, it's who everybody wants to be. You know what I mean? It's like, if you ask somebody, where do you want yourself to be in 10 years? Where Vice is. I want to be playing. The biggest clubs are on the entire world just through playing other people's music, which is insane. and then he started making music and shit.
And then he took a point where he also kind of saw and I would say the change happened when the EDM boom happened, right? Like 2012 to 2014, people were like, yo, if I want to take this DJ thing to the next level and I'm not a celebrity, I got to have my own records. Even if it's just one record or a moment, I have to separate myself to get to that top marquee Las Vegas look. And Vice did it. He dropped a couple big bangers on Atlantic Records in 2015, 2017. And he went higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, he used his network of DJing with Jason Derulo and all these guys and his connections with labels of all the years being in the club. He figured out how to take it to the next level.
Yeah, it's huge.
You know?
And we meet a ton of people, and it's pretty easy to tell who's a dickbag from the first 5 seconds of a conversation and who's not. And there was definitely one time I saw Vice when I was just starting to DJ in nightlife and in the clubs and shit. And I don't even remember what I said, like, oh, you're fucking amazing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'll never forget, he specifically like nagged himself to be more relatable almost. You know what I mean? He's like, thank you. But like, it's not what you see on the outside. Like, I got my little cousin downloading music for me. Like, I'm so busy working, I can't even dig for records. I'm counting on my younger DJ cousin who is digging for records to give me the hot shit. And like, he was big on talking about how much you need a team and like trying to give real advice rather than just being like, thank you, and like soaking up the glory. You know what I'm saying? He's
a real dude, man.
Yeah.
If I've ever met one, it's him.
Yeah. So that was like
real
my only
dude.
Experience with him. And I was like, this dude's dope. Like,
real
he gives
dude.
a shit about DJs. He's trying to help me out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, I think he would be at the top of the totem pole for OG DJs right now.
Yeah.
Who are still doing it, who are still party rocking, who are still shutting down clubs,
Yeah, and you're about to drop a record with him and Troy Boy, and that's huge, bro. You're out here. I'm excited to see where it takes you. Are you in cahoots with Jake Shore Drive or what?
It's my guy.
That's your boy?
He rocking too right now.
But are you a little upset that he stole Rocky Fresh from you?
Ooh.
And dropped that. He dropped that. What's it called? Juke that?
Did he steal Rocky Fresh or did I steal Rocky Fresh?
Oh, shit.
No, that's my guy, bro. I've been knowing Rocky, though, for a while.
Yeah.
Jake's my guy, too, bro. I've known him for years.
And I wanted to ask you, because we sort of skipped over this whole thing.
Going back to hip-hop, right? Like,
not even hip-hop, but, well, yeah. I mean, let's go there and then we'll come forward.
Say, like, being in the city, I'm still cool with Chance. I'm still cool with Vic. I'm still cool with all the guys.
Right.
But me and Rocky just like, and shout out my boys over at Gino and Marty's. Marty, Gino, all them, David, Tyler, Jeremiah, me just being amidst Rocky so often, we created this brotherhood, and we got like 5-6 records coming. Yeah. Like crazy records. Like I'll give you another exclusive. I got a record with Rocky Fresh and Rob Stone. Okay. Rob Stone has that song,
Oh, it's one of the best. It's one of the most unsuspecting bangers you could play in the club.
All Night. It's going to be a crazy record for September. So.
Hell yeah. That's huge, bro. You're out here crushing it. But I did want to touch on like the social media aspect, right? Because you were at one point growing your brand through making like content. You were like selling that, right? Fucking sanitizer on the street.
Okay. Ooh, I like that you did your homework. Okay.
I mean, I remember when that happened.
I was inspired by people like you and other people that I'm like, yo, like, let me just focus on going viral for a second. Can I solve this puzzle in my brain? Can I create something and I get thousands or millions of eyeballs on it? Mm-hmm. So when COVID hit, I was already starting to dip and dabble with it, but then I just went full on with just crazy ideas I always had. And it worked. Like I went from like 1,000 followers on TikTok to like 150,000 in 30 days. Yeah. I went from 0 to like 80, 90 million views. I don't know what it was. I was on Good Morning America, Ridiculousness, Jimmy Fallon for TikTok clips. Yeah. And in terms, a lot of that attention, like 25% transferred to Instagram. So that's what I was very content about. But going back to what you said about send nudes, this was something I kind of have a regret, but not really, was that I should have just quadrupled down to do more content at that moment. You think when I had the momentum. Because now it's like the engagement got so cut off, and like you said, social media is on like a fucking choking you, that you can't get the views like you did. But if you have that momentum, it is what it is. I'm blessed for the opportunity. I'm blessed that it came to me, and I knew that it could happen, and I just used it to grow my music more. Yeah.
And it all ties together with Jake because I see him obviously massive success and what he's doing now, the way that he has blended creating content with booking big gigs, and he's doing videos for his gigs with the club. They're doing collab posts on it, and like he was able to take that social media shit and the DJing thing and bring it together so well.
Oh yeah, he killing it.
Yeah.
He killing it.
He's just like, I mean, I remember when he first started coming around, he was TikTok, bro. This was before TikTok. He was a live TikTok behind the booth. He was fucking dancing back there, and we're like, what's this guy doing? But he obviously had the fucking foresight, and it's crazy to see, bro.
Bro, it's to show you how we're living in like such a content world right now.
Yeah.
Where people look at like, how do you break a record in 2024, right? To break a record in 2024, it's content. So I talk a little bit. I love talking about the music business, right? I saw an article on Billboard where it said for the first time in 2 years, the discovery platform of music is not focused on finding the song on Spotify or Apple like it's been the last 3-4 years. Now people are consuming the audio first through content, visually, Instagram, TikTok. So if you get a song trending, if you get a song moving on that platform, that's when you get the labels or people's attention. That's how you know nowadays if the song is gonna move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's changed. Like, it's to show you how the music business is just continuously changing. And like now it's like you have to visually sell the song, and then it goes to Spotify, Apple, Tidal, whatever you use. But visuals right now, and I'm sure you know this, content is key.
Yeah.
Content. You look at someone like DJ Khaled or J Balvin, right? And I give these Diplo. I look at these guys as examples. Every day they're dropping 1 to 3 pieces of content. Doesn't matter what day it is. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Christmas. Doesn't matter. Every day there's content.
Now, let me ask you something about that, but I'm going to pee real quick. I'll be right back. You got to pee or anything? All right. So talking about how music is really found through TikTok these days and social media platforms, do you feel like that sort of is ruining music in any way because people are trying to make it with that in mind? Like, this song is viral right now. I want to make a song like this song, or like, I want to do this certain thing because I think it has virality, and it's not just true creation of music.
I would say absolutely. But then I would say, like, I had a professor at Columbia tell me one thing in the class. He said this. He said, look, we're all here to do music business, right? And he says 90% of all you students will not be in the business in 5 years, because there's going to come a point where you're going to have to make a decision. Are you a full artist and you go with your artistic vision and expression wholeheartedly, or are you going to be able to pivot a little bit to create the business opportunities from whatever you're doing to make it happen? So I do agree with what you're saying, but like, that's the 2024. That's how we break music. That's how music is discovered. Like, not every song or everything you do has to be done to create business opportunities. But if you do want to sustain and try and grow, you have to give, sprinkle a little bit, give and take. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, I would say, like, you look at it like this, right? You will never find a rap song nowadays that has 3 verses by the same rapper like you would in like 2010. Like, you know what I mean? When Wiz Khalifa used to do a song, or Eminem, I'm sure, never mind, Eminem still does it probably. But any of these guys, right? They would do verse 1, hook, verse 2, hook, verse 3, hook themselves. Now it's like verse 1, hook, maybe verse 2, hook, out. The attention span is way less because people look at songs for moments. You know what I mean? And DJing has got quicker. Think about it. You used to play a rap song maybe 5-10 years ago. You would play almost the whole song. Now it's like first verse, hook, I'm out. Next song, you know?
If you can even decipher between the verse and a hook on a fucking Lil Baby song. I mean, half these things are, the format has gone out the window. They're just kind of freestyling till whatever they feel like they have to say is over, and then the hook might come in for like 3 bars. I don't even know what's going on.
This is why the explosions were created, because you don't know what to do. You just do. Chicago, you still with me?
Yeah, exactly.
Transition.
Yeah, that's a fact. No, yeah, that's true. The attention spans are definitely shorter, and I can attest to that through reality. Like, my shit, I struggle with that constantly, dude. I'm distracted at every moment. I go to pour a bowl of cereal and I reach in the cabinet to grab the cereal. I turn around to grab the milk. My phone goes off. I look at it. Now all of a sudden I'm sitting on the couch on Instagram in transition of getting milk to put in my fucking bowl. Like, it's crazy, bro.
It's going to just get worse too. Think about in the next 5 years.
But also with that, with the attention span shortening, long form content is huge right now.
I love that.
Long form, 3-hour podcast. That's all I consume. I can't wait for fucking Rogan to drop a 5-hour Protect Our Parks. I want to sit there and listen to that whole fucking thing. That's
both extremities.
Yeah,
it's both extremities.
It's
you have the
extremes
short
on both
attention
ends.
or really long. You want the whole story, each chapter of the story.
Yeah, but also like while I'm listening to that, I'm playing Rocket League, or while I'm listening to that, I'm creating a graphic. It's like it's on and I'm not necessarily paying attention. It's on and it's like soothing just to have on, but I'm also doing some other shit. So like, even though I'm dedicating time to it, my attention necessarily is not fully dedicated to it. So the attention span is still lacking.
Yeah.
But it's like a nice, when I moved to Houston and I didn't have any friends anymore, all my friends were on lockdown, masked up, in the crib, collecting PPP loans.
Is that initially why you moved down there?
Really, me and Dolo got the opportunity to open the Bottle Blonde there.
Okay.
They were opening in the middle of COVID. They opened up Bottle Blonde in October of 2020.
Okay.
Even before that, actually. I moved in October. So like 2 months before that. Probably August.
Damn.
Which was insane. And everything was locked down in Chicago. We had this opportunity to go DJ. I didn't really believe in COVID after like 2 weeks. I knew it was a scam. And I just bet on that. And I mean, that's a lie. I didn't really bet on it. I have flexibility in my situation because I have this building, right? So I sort of just left and went to Houston, but I left everything I owned in this crib.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was major in my decision-making process because I wasn't packing up everything and moving to Houston. I was just going there and I'll stay there for as long as I want. I'll come home when I want. I was like, I'll do whatever. So that was big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to Chicago.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome
Thank you.
back.
I don't even know why we started talking about that. Oh, because I said when I moved to Houston, like, all I did was listen to podcasts. I didn't have any fucking friends, bro. Every day a new pod came out and I'm listening. I'm part of this conversation. Like I love it, bro. I really love consuming podcasts and even creating them.
I love it too, bro. That's why when you invited me on, I'm like, I've already been watching them. I want to know what's going on in the city.
What else you like? What else are you listening to?
Bro, I listen to so many. I listen to Earn Your Living. It's like a hip hop urban, but like it's all about like growing as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The Nelk podcast is cool when they have like music entertainers.
Nelk goes hard. I've always loved those kids.
They go hard.
They're quick off the top. Like if you ever watch their pranks when they're fucking with people, when they go just talk to a stranger and they're like fucking with them.
But I like when for me, I've always been like a documentary kind of person. Like I love when a guest comes on and you learn their whole story.
Yeah.
Because I feel like now I know them. Now they're real to me. Now it's tangible. You know what I mean? Who else does that a lot? Drink Champs does that. I love Drink Champs. You know Drink Champs?
Yeah, it's because everyone's hammered. I mean, you get the real version of someone.
You get, okay, but like, bro, the biggest people in the world have gone onto there, bro. Like,
of course.
I remember I saw the Pitbull one, and like, the story is so crazy how he came up. He was freestyling, went up to New York. He was rocking with Fat Joe and a bunch of guys. And like, bro, the story, like, I love knowing the story of an artist, how it comes from nothing to something. Like, that's what turns my brain on. That's what motivates me. That's what gives me like, damn, he went through that to get to this. That's how he got this door open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah, for sure. An inspirational story. Something
I love those stories.
Yeah, there's nothing better than getting done with a pod or something like that, and you're just inspired.
You're like, I'm ready to work. I want to
fucking work.
I'm ready to work.
Yeah. It's the best. It's the best.
So let me ask you something. Let me ask a question.
What you got?
How you feeling about nightlife right now in 2024?
Right now, currently, I'm feeling good about it because we're in the middle of the summertime shy. Things are happening. It's flowing. It seems to be growing. But I know that the doom is soon to come with January, February, March. You know what I mean? That slow season comes up, and that's the real test. That's the real test of where the world is at in terms of nightlife. Because when things are good, things are good.
For cities like Chicago, New York, yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's when like Miami is popping.
Yeah.
Like I'll be in Miami a lot in the winter just because like everybody's there.
Our slow season is their busy
And
season.
our busy season is their slow season. Like
Yeah.
summer in Miami sucks.
Yeah.
Hurricanes, rain, humidity.
Yeah, and that's why I'm planning on going to Scottsdale for January, February.
Oh yeah, you will kill it out there.
I want to
You will kill it out there.
I want to go out there because I'm like, why suffer through this slow season? We know it's going to be slow. Everyone's worried. There's nothing I hate more than like feeling like I'm going to lose my job or something. Like you don't have as much money coming in because there's less people going out, but this is the city that you've had this business in for 10 years. Like, you know what the fuck's going on. Get ready for slow season. Don't start getting on my ass because it's slow and you're yelling at me because the sales aren't high and you want to cut the budgets and this and that. Like, I hate going through all that, and it's inevitable. So I was like, what if I just
struggles.
What if I fucking leave? What if I leave and go somewhere else where I know it's going to be popping, and I'll go network and grow my brand over there?
Bro, if you got it, do it.
Yeah.
There's a reason you got that network.
Yeah.
You know, you got to take the risk.
Yeah. So that makes total sense. I mean, if you're going to Miami during slow season, that is maximum. That's maximizing your abilities and performance.
Bro, you just stay relevant, you stay working, you stay inspired, you stay looking for new opportunities, you know?
Yeah, and there's more people to meet, and there's just new. As much as I hated Houston, I mean, going to another city and building your brand there and networking there and meeting new people and seeing and hearing what's going on over there and being able to adapt and bring it back or look at what someone else is doing and be like, oh shit, okay, they're doing that kind of thing in this room. I got my version of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And I'll say I'm thankful to Chicago for that, and I'm sure you'll be the same way, is that when you grow up as an artist or a DJ in Chicago, you learn to adapt to everything. Because we got everybody here. White, black, brown, Asian, Latino. We got everybody here. And you play all those rooms where you know how to adapt. And I've been all over the U.S., but I feel like when you come from Chicago, we're such a Midwest, we're such a blended, integrated city that like you can go to Scottsdale or Miami and rock it just like you know you feel at home. Mm-hmm. And that's a real blessing of Chicago. And it's hard coming up as a Chicago DJ, but once you come up, like the city really makes you into something that you can maneuver and pivot into any direction.
yeah.
You know, I'm thankful that I grew up here. Thankful I was raised here. Thankful I can say I'm proud to be from the Chi.
So much, bro.
You know?
So much. I think about that all the time. Because even when I was in Houston and I'd come back, and there was one very particular time when I came back and I was kicking it with my boy who has a wholesale fruit company or a produce company, and we go to the market, which is like out in Pilsen. There's a big Chicago produce market, and it's like old school Southside Chicago guys. And I'm just in there and everyone's talking shit to each other and they're having a good time. And it just felt like home, bro. It felt like Chicago. And I'm like, this is where I'm from. This is what I need to be around. I can't last in a different place. Like they don't get it. I'm talking shit and they think I'm an asshole. I'm like, no, this is fun. You talk shit back now.
Yeah,
like, come on.
You say something back. Why you don't be so soft.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the winters here make us, we make us strong.
100%, bro. And it was never more evident that I was in the wrong place.
And that goes back to what you said about Chicago. Like if you're from Chicago, you a real dude, a real girl. Like, you can give it, you can take it, you can push back, you could, get pushed.
Yes.
It's like coming from New York, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, you can deal with anything.
Yeah, there's
We
resilience.
deal with the blizzard and we deal with the tornado. The other day, a tree almost broke down my house. You know what I mean? Crazy. Midwest, it's just insane.
Yeah.
And then we deal with the blizzard where people unfortunately die on Lakeshore Drive. Like Chicago's really one of those places that like we get extremities on every side of it.
Mm-hmm. But I will say this is an incredible city with great structure to it, infrastructure, because in Houston, if the fucking wind blew too hard, your power goes out. If it rains, the streetlights are all out. It's just, it falls apart like that. And then coming here and you know, we're dealing with every kind of weather situation you could think of, and shit's fine. It could snow 10 feet tomorrow, we'd be good. It just got below freezing in Houston and the whole city shut down. They don't have plows. They're not prepared for anything. We're prepared for everything.
We're prepared for everything.
Yeah.
We're ready for the war.
Yeah.
We're ready for the whatever it's going to take.
It's crazy. It's crazy how just wherever you were born, the luck of the draw, whatever it is just what makes, at least plays a big part in what makes you who you are and how you move.
Yeah. How you feeling about music right now?
I love house music right now.
I know the hip hop game kind of getting you annoyed right now.
You know, I hate it so much because all the new shit is just not my shit. But thankfully, we're in a time where people are fucking with old shit. So it's kind of fun to play all those Migos records again. Everything that sort of started to become played out and corny in like 2019 is
those
sort
records
of
are going off.
It's resurging. Yeah.
Those records are going off.
Yeah. So that's cool in terms of playing hip hop. I mean, I talk a lot of shit about hip hop and I hate DJing it, but like Fridays at Liquor late night, you know, after 2 a.m., motherfuckers want to hear hip hop unless you're like at Spy Bar or something. You know what I mean? Like you got some drinks in you, you're feeling good, you want to fucking rap, you want to swag out a little bit. Everyone kind of wants hip hop when they're hammered. So I got to give it to them, but it's been fun to be able to juggle playing old fun party records that aren't about like shooting your neighbor, you know what I mean? And like breathing a good time into the atmosphere of the club and being able to play R&B in place of the hip hop that I know that they really want, but I'm giving them this and I'm doing it well that they're really having a good time. Yeah. You know? I don't have any new shit. I don't play Gunna. I don't play any of that shit, bro. I hate it. I have a couple. I like Lil Baby Freestyle. That's kind of
a throwback record.
That's kind of a banger. Is it a throwback?
That record like 6-7 years old.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that.
It's a throwback, bro.
I like that track. I like Lil Baby and Drake is always a banger.
What dance records you listening to?
Dance records, I like. It's most
you up to date on your house crate.
Sort of. If it's like up to date new house shit, it's probably like Tulumi type shit, you know, like that Move song and like shit like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Afro house.
Afro house.
Been making a bunch of it. That Afro
in the right environment. It's amazing, bro. You go play at Shore Club. You're DJing. Like
Kashmir. Shout out my people at Kashmir. I'm doing something with them Lala weekend. But like that vibe, man.
Yeah.
It's like the kind music. Like it's like the hands in the air.
Mm-hmm.
You vibe and you feel good.
Yeah,
that's what's in right now. Again, it's like people want to feel with the music.
Yeah,
people go. It's cyclical, right? People either want to jump up and down nonstop, or they want to just vibe and get a feeling that's why they're there in the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
huge.
right now what's in house music. It's the feeling. It's the emotion. It's the you know what I mean. I'm here for it.
Yeah, we're outside of the.
Oh yeah, we've been outside of it for a while.
Yeah, you're right. It is, they don't want to necessarily jump up and down, but they want to you got to get in a groove, which is the balance between being an open format DJ and being a house DJ is consistently a battle for me, at least, because when you're playing open format, you're sort of jumping around, you're sort of creating the energy of a house track with different hip hop tracks and things. Like that's what party rocking is. You know what I mean? So sometimes I get lost and I play house tracks that way, but that's not how you're supposed to play them. You got to let them play out for a little bit longer. You got to let people vibe. You got to let it go into its breakdown and come back to the drop, and you get that again. And then it's longer mixes. You're mixing 60 whatever bars rather than 8 or 16, you know, and you got to find that groove and you got to keep that groove. I feel like open format, you're more so like trying to knock them out. You're like fucking going for haymakers.
It's like a NBA final. You just every shot you got to make it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's peak moment in the club.
Yeah. Yeah. But do you feel that way? Like when you play open format versus when you play like house,
Oh,
like
yeah,
a real
absolutely.
house set.
Absolutely.
It's two different
It's
ways
two
of
different
DJing,
worlds, man.
right?
It's two different worlds. It's like when I'm doing all house, it's like I'm trying to give them not a roller coaster per se, but like it's like a cruise down Lakeshore Drive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want that moment to be memorable. I want you to just vibe with me. Yeah, we might accelerate or de-accelerate a little bit, right? But we're cruising. You know what I mean? Versus open format feels roller coaster riding.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going for big
But I
moments.
love both, bro. I'm a DJ in my blood, in my soul. Like I said, bro. I'm sure you've done thousands of gigs. I've done thousands of gigs, man.
Yeah.
I love this thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I feel like we also sacrifice our life for this. Not only like everything else, our ears, our health, our
Fuck yeah.
sleep, our body. Like we're doing this because we truly love it and we don't see each other doing anything else but this.
Yeah, that became apparent to me when I was burned out and I came back and I'm like, maybe I don't want to fucking DJ, and I started looking into other shit and I'm like, nah, that's unfortunately I've made my fucking path and I'm gonna keep going.
Just keep riding the path, baby.
Yeah.
Stay on the road.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I fucking love it. But I feel like just back to that house versus open format DJing, I almost feel like I get in my own way when I'm playing house records the wrong way because I'm trying to do too much. Like I do a lot when I'm DJing. I'm scratching, I'm looping, I'm fucking, trying to make you sing so that I can put this on, whatever. There's all these things I'm trying to do. Because you're playing these records in the little hits, that is the perfect way to feed it to them. You're giving them that boom, 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 boom. But the house songs do that themselves. And I don't, if you don't let them do what they do, you can get in the way of the songs.
I think especially like how you're coming from it, from the hip hop world. I see it in Miami all the time. I see these guys will drop like a Sexy Red record and then play a house record after. Just off an explosion, no tempo change, nothing. They just throw it in. I'm like, yo, this is
crazy, right?
Yeah, but some people, your crowd, right? When you're at a super bottle service club, like it's just hits and hits. People don't care about transitions and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you're one of the few people who care. I care. Like I want to at least know if I'm going from a hip hop record to a house record, it's somewhat smooth.
It has to be if you want them to come with you. You're trying to lead these. You're like, hey, come with me. Like, listen, I know you're loving the Sexy Red right now.
Let's go up in
you're
energy.
Having so much fun right here, but like, check out this other room. You know what I mean? And if you don't convince them to come with you, you're in that room and they're looking at you from the room that they're still in. Like, what the fuck are you doing over there? Like, we're having fun here. You got to bring them with you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And whatever your tactic is to sell them on it, you got to do it well. It's tough to blend genres.
It's tough to just do what we do, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we're blessed to do what we do. I tell anybody, like, if you really want to do this, take your time, be patient. Nothing happens overnight. And only do it if you really love it.
Yeah.
Only do it if you're really here for the long haul.
Yeah, you're only going to last if you really love it.
And how many people did we start with that don't do this anymore?
There's a couple.
There's a lot of them.
There's a couple. Some by choice, some not.
Of course. But like,
yeah,
you fall in love with the game. If this is what makes you follow that path.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good shit. I'm not sure how long we've been going, but I don't want you to get a ticket. What time is it?
We could wrap in 5 minutes. What else you want to talk about?
Okay. I want to know.
Give me something juicy. What you want to know?
You want something juicy?
Something juicy and then something to leave people with motivated.
Okay. What's your least favorite spot to DJ in Chicago?
Come on, I can't do that. I got love for everybody.
We got juice.
I got love for everybody.
The juice got to get drank, dog.
Just I don't like places that when someone buys a 42, they need that song request right now.
Oh, you hate that.
And I'm thank God I don't really have to DJ that no more.
Yeah.
Still happens every now and then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's got to be big in Miami. They do that in Miami.
Yeah, they do that in Miami.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's kind of where it came from.
They do that in Miami. Yeah, I feel like they get a shout out and then they get a song.
Yeah. And
usually the guy's always buying the bottles. It's a hip hop song.
Yeah.
Very rarely you see a guy buy a 42, shout out Bob, and he wants to hear this house record. No.
Yeah.
But it's just the culture, bro. We do what we do.
It's the culture. It's part of the game, and being good at it is what makes you a good fucking DJ. It's what makes you a really good fucking DJ. And you and that plays into,
you know, the reason I didn't want to say anything bad about Chicago, right? Because it's my hometown. But also, I grew up playing all these spots.
yeah.
Like, I've played everywhere. Even though I don't play a lot of places no more, like, I have moments that at every spot.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of a club I haven't played. You know what I mean? So, like, this is like the breeding ground. So I never want to, you know, put anybody down. But, you know, got love for everybody in my city, man. The city already has so much drama, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So might as well just show love. Our nightlife industry people are small. Like, we're all one community. Like, we all know each other. Like, I'm sure you walk up to any door in the city, you open the rope right in, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, I love everybody, and I you know, I love the community, and I wish everyone success. But do I have some critiques?
of course.
I might have some critiques at some
Of
places.
course, we all do. We all, you don't DJ. You don't DJ there then, you know?
Yeah, I know that is.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's like I said before, one of my favorite things in the entire universe is turning down gigs and pussy. Because there was a time when I would take it all.
Getting it all.
I'll take everything.
He was getting it all.
Anything you throw at me, I'm taking it.
He was getting it all.
And then you become someone else, and you start to realize,
You get older.
I want that. I don't want that. I'll
Pick
take
and
that.
choose.
I don't want that.
Pick and choose.
And it's one of the best fucking feelings, bro.
That's what happens when you get in your 30s.
Yeah, for sure.
Pick and choose.
And setting yourself up correctly, you know what I'm saying? Using your money that you're making while you're taking all these gigs and not blowing it, having it for So is everyone all right? Having it for backup if you need it, you know what I'm saying? Stacking cash, saving money, being able to not have to make a decision based strictly on financials because you got bills
Absolutely.
to pay and you need money, and this person's offering you money, and as much as you fucking don't want to do it, you have to do it because you need money. That fucks shit up bad.
Bro, you just have to build until you have, you know, an infrastructure, and then you can pick and choose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would tell everybody, you know, diversify your money, invest a little bit here, put some in crypto, put some in the stock market, put some in real estate, whatever you can do, because this doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it will not last forever.
I used to think I'd be done DJing at 40, and now I'm thinking like 50. And then maybe by the time we're 60, Elon Musk will have some sort of fucking, you know,
We'll be able to anti-age,
reverse
you know,
aging microchip for your brain.
You know, you just stay this age forever.
Yeah.
Your knees are 20 years old again.
Yeah. And I'm excited for that because if I'm able to stick around for that long, I know that I'm going to get to see the integration and takeover of AI in the nightclubs, and they're going to
I
have
feel like that's already happening.
they're going to have
slowly.
robot DJs, and I'm going to watch them all fucking burn to the ground cuz no human being wants that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I can't wait for AI to take over, and all these nightclubs, they're sick of paying DJs all this money. We get paid too much money. All we do is press play, blah, 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 whatever the fuck it is. I'm going to pay a robot. I'm going to pay this monthly fee. They're going to DJ for me. And then when I throw my own party in like a warehouse or something, people are going to be so thirsty for it. They're going to crave it, bro. Like the underground is going to blow. And I want to be part of that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. We'll see where it's at. I feel it's going to be way sooner than when you're 60.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I
can't
think
even
10 years from now is going to be a whole different music world.
music world or like DJ world.
I think both. I feel like if you don't have a brand established in 10 years, it's going to be just like impossible to be yourself. I think the AI stuff is coming so quick. I think the branding with followers is coming so quick. Like, bro, I see it in nightlife all the time. Like, what differentiates you, me, and him? And now everybody's a DJ, you know? Everybody. My God, I see some of the flyers in Chicago, and I appreciate the hustle, but my God, every day there's a new name,
Yeah.
you know? And I have love for everybody, but it's like, it's all about how do you differentiate yourself? What makes you unique? What makes you special? What makes people come out to see you again?
Well, yeah, I mean, what makes you a good candidate for the job? You know what I'm saying?
Is it because you bring 20 people? Is it because you bring a client? Or is it because you actually make the room have an amazing experience?
Yeah.
Or is it all of the above? A lot of times now it's all of the above. Or it's just the latter of the first two.
Yeah, it's usually, I feel like it's hard to find someone young in the game who can really get a room feeling the way that it's supposed to feel, because that takes fucking years, bro. I mean, I think back to even when I was first DJing, I can't do what I do now. I couldn't do then what I can do now, but you got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? So you either see something in somebody or you don't, whether they're actually executing or not. You can either be like, oh, this, okay, he knows what he's doing for where he's at, and he's gonna make it happen. Or you listen and you're like, what's this guy doing? He's got to get back to the accounting cubicle, you know?
Bro, that's what it is, bro.
Yeah,
we're blessed to do what we do.
We're definitely blessed.
You know.
Yeah, it's great. And thanks for coming on the pod. I appreciate you,
bro. Keep on hustling, keep on building. I've seen you a decade strong. I'm proud to call you a friend. I'm proud to see you do your thing.
Yeah.
Keep on shining.
We've been fucking coming up with each other for a minute.
Long time. Pause. I appreciate Chicago. Born and raised Chicago. All my nightlife people. I got love for everybody, every club, every venue. Thank y'all for the support all these years. We're going to keep pushing. I'll see you outside all summer long.
That's fucking right, baby. And make sure you check out the record with Vice.
Oh, yeah. Vice dropping tomorrow, July 26th. Gianni Blu, DJ Vice, Step Into My Shoes. August, Gianni Blu, Troy Boy, Apukala. In September, I got a crazy rap dance record. Hopefully it shocks the world.
August, what is the Troy Boy record?
It'll be one of the last 2 weeks.
Okay, dope. I'm fucking real excited.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start sending it to all the DJs
please,
early. And then yeah, bro, I'm just, I'm blessed to be still doing this, still making music, still living off this. This is so hard to do, but if you can do it, we're blessed.
Yeah, 100%.
And then new music all year long. Chicago, I love you. Strategy, we out, baby.
We out. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out that subscribe button on the YouTube page. Definitely leave a comment on the video. Like the video. Help the kids out a little bit. Algorithm activating activity. That's what we like to see here. We'll see you guys next time. Appreciate it. Peace.
Well, alright. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin. That's what I love about the human soul. It'll usually show when the truth ain't told. Use a lie.